Hello, today I'm going to be talking about media literacy and fake news. The source I'm going to be examining using CRAAP is In the Age of Fake News, Engendering Dialogue and Critical Media Literacy Through Culturally Responsive Teaching by Leggett and King-Reilly. I retrieved this source from the Truig Library using the educational source. Currency. The article was published in fall 2020, which remains relevant given ongoing discussions about misinformation and media literacy. The authors note, in a time where misinformation spreads rapidly, educators face the challenge of preparing students to critically engage with media, from page 7. There is no indication that the article has been revised or updated since the initial publication. While it is now 5 years old, the content remains relevant for discussions about fake news, media literacy, and cultural responsive teaching, topics that continue to hold significance in today's educational landscape. Based on the publication date and the continued relevance of these themes addressed, the article is considered timely enough for academic use, especially in contents that involve foundational educational theory. Relevance. This article helps answer key questions around how educators can combat misinformation using cultural, responsive teaching and media literacy. It directly addresses educational needs. Culturally responsive teaching offers a framework for creating inclusive classrooms that empower students to question dominant narratives and engage critically with information, from page 10. The writing is professional, but it's accessible. It's aimed at an academic audience. Because it focuses on pedagogy, critical thinking, and current societal challenges in education, the target audience includes educators and graduate level students in education, such as myself. The article is well structured. It's written at a professional academic level and is appropriate for scholarly work. Authority. The article is authored by Jason Leggett, who is affiliated with Kingsborough Community College, CUNY, and Rebecca King-Reilly. The authors are qualified experts. Jason Leggett is a political science professor with extensive experience in civic engagement education, while Rebecca King-Reilly specializes in interdisciplinary studies in social justice pedagogy. Their academic affiliation suggests that they are qualified to write on topics of education and culturally responsive teaching. The article is published in Currents in Teaching and Learning, a peer-reviewed academic journal, further establishing its credibility. Contact information for Leggett is listed, suggesting accessibility and transparency. Since this is a journal article rather than a traditional website. There's no URL to evaluate in terms of credibility. However, the journal itself has a scholarly reputation, and the institutional affiliations of the authors enhance the source's authority. Accuracy. The article is evidence-based and references scholarly literature throughout. It includes citations of research on media literacy, culturally responsive teaching, and educational frameworks. Drawing upon Freirean critical pedagogy and the work of Geneva Gay, we argue for integrating media literacy into culturally responsive teaching, from page 12. There's no hyperlinks, so the reference list allows us to verify the sources. The tone is academic and professional with no signs of emotional or biased language. There's no noticeable spelling or grammatical errors, and since the journal is peer-reviewed, it has already undergone editorial scrutiny, which supports the article's accuracy and reliability. Purpose. The authors clearly state their intent. Our purpose is to equip educators with strategies that foster critical media literacy in culturally diverse classrooms to combat misinformation and promote dialogue. The authors make it very clear that their goal is to encourage critical dialogue and empower students to think analytically about the media that they are consuming. The article is based on factual research and theory rather than opinion or propaganda. And while it promotes the ideology of culturally responsive pedagogy, it does so in an academic and balanced manner. There's no evidence of political, religious, or ideological bias beyond the promotion of inclusive and equitable teaching practices. The article was written to inform and support educators, making its purpose clearly educational. Here are my resources, and I hope you enjoy.